So John Cena has gone babyface. Maybe, maybe not, but the crazy thing is only 24 hours before SummerSlam when he did do this, it's like everybody's gone nuts. Which I don't mind at all. I really, really don't. Like, it's totally crazy in the sense he just went, oh, you know what? You did beat me up a couple of weeks ago, Cody Rhodes, and you did make me sign that championship contract. Now I realize I shouldn't have been so silly since the Elimination Chamber. But clearly something is up here, right? We don't know what it is. We don't know what it isn't. I don't entirely mind it because I think it all depends what's going to happen at SummerSlam. My only worry, and this is why I do not want it to be a trick, if WWE has pulled the wool over my eyes, awesome, excellent. I did a tweet earlier, cheap plug at SimonMillerMedia316. You can all come and go, hey Simon, you don't know what you're talking about. I have said that for almost a decade, so it shouldn't come as a surprise. But the reason I'm leaning towards, please do not let this be a ruse. Cody Rhodes got like an idiot, unless Cody Rhodes is going heel. And both of these things, for me, the fan known as Simon Miller, I need to get that across given some of the messages I've got recently, is I don't think it's the time to turn Cody Rhodes heel. I feel like you would be doing it before the natural way of things is telling you to do it. And if we don't turn him heel and John Cena starts that SummerSlam match and whacks him right in the groinal area, Cody Rhodes is going to look like the biggest idiot ever. Like when Cena was doing what was an incredible promo, whether it was genuine or not, I was like, Cody is going to say, I don't believe you, John. Like, why would I believe you? 6 months of terror, 6 months of saying terrible things and cheating and doing awful, awful attacks with that championship belt and ruining people's lives. We'll see if you mean it. We'll see if you're up to your word. Come SummerSlam, and then maybe they can still shake hands and do the drink thing, because then it would be like a ominous ambiguity thing. But no, instead he was over the moon. He took John Cena at his word, and that was that. And sure, I understand the argument that John Cena was so convincing. If you did look up to John, you would buy it. Talking about the world of make-believe here, and I think Cody Rhodes, who's meant to be the top babyface and the face of the company, the top star, should be a little bit more trepidatious for obvious reasons. But it does make it very compelling, and it's why right now I am leaning towards that this is a legitimate thing they're going to do. They'll have a babyface match at SummerSlam. Don't get me wrong. Even if I'm saying these words, I'm like, that sounds so ridiculous, because in the world of wrestling, everything should have subtext to it and sort of, oh, we're going left, but no, we're going right. Well, within reason. You don't want to do it all the time. So my brand new prediction, as I like to make bold, ridiculous predictions, Seth Rollins is cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase, but it's going to be in this match and not CM Punk versus Gunther. And then maybe we can have a world where we separate them and Seth Rollins is the king of SmackDown and CM Punk is the king of Raw. I don't think that's the worst idea ever. I think at some point you could probably bring them back together again. It also kind of keeps CM Punk and Cody away from each other. And I think that's going to be the WrestleMania 42 match. And it allows John Cena to somewhat seamlessly go babyface, but not really. And that's why you would do it here, because you want all the heat on Seth. But at the same time, it would also be a good catalyst for John Cena to be like, oh man, I got to be a babyface again now, because these people are running wild. The reason I like that idea is because we did a fantasy booking video quite a while now, I think 2 months, maybe even 3 months ago, where I predicted that John Cena would get in a feud with Seth Rollins, and maybe his final match would be against Seth, or maybe even better, it would be against Bron Breakker, and Bron Breakker could win. Now, the way I fantasy booked that was gibberish compared to this, but, you know, I am a foolish human being. But this is a way to do that, right? We would be there by Monday, and even that's a long old while before John Cena retires. I think he has a really big August. Then he goes away for a while to film a movie. So maybe they feel like we have to front load this before we do get to December. But it's certainly interesting and it's certainly intriguing. And if we do take it as read and we do take it in the context as it was presented in, people can argue whether John Cena's a GOAT or not. Totally up to you. I think it's a fun conversation to have. I mean, sometimes, again, Bret Hart would always be on my Mount Rushmore, but I've met people that don't agree. So, you know, you can get into the weeds with this. The promo was incredible. Like the way he turned to fans who want to cheer John Cena anyway, and the way he got everyone riled up, the way that Cody Rhodes reacted to it, the way he got his old catchphrases in there, the way that he kind of said, oh, screw The Rock and Travis Scott without mentioning them by name, that also scared me. Because I was like, oh no, what if Cody Rhodes is going to turn heel because Travis Scott hates him? I would hate that. I would hate it so much. I do not need Travis Scott and Cody Rhodes as a unit, and all of this has been one big trick, and that Travis Scott hasn't fallen out of WWE. They just changed location, for lack of a better term. But we wait and see. But everything John Cena did here, I think really underlined how great he is as a professional wrestler. And people still go back and watch some of his old matches, and they're like, oh man, who cares? Who cares? I don't care about moves. I do care about moves to a certain point, but I care about storytelling. I care about talking. I care about personalities. And I care about how you make me feel about things. And John Cena had me doing backflips here. It was so good. It was like a masterclass. And I thought Cody Rhodes was great too. by the way he took everything in, unless he's going to turn out to be a moron. Unless, of course, he hasn't believed it at all. This is the other thing. Maybe the bell rings and Cody Rhodes kicks him right in the balls and said, John, I don't believe any of that. That would be awesome. Some people would say that's a heel turn, not me. That's a babyface being smart. Why would you trust this guy? But again, we wait and see. But it's made that main event even more compelling. And right now, as I sat here on Saturday, around about 36 hours before we get to that match, that's how you should be. And now it's up to WWE to make sure they fill in the blanks, they fill in the holes, they make it all make sense. It's not 2 + 2 = potato. And given that the reaction to the WrestleMania 41 main event was pretty bad, if you go back and watch it now, I've always said I think it's fine until Travis Scott does take 72 years to get to the ring. But they don't want to repeat that, especially because it's the first 2-night SummerSlam. You cannot have a bad taste in people's mouths after the first ever weekender hot WrestleMania. It would really put some people off from going, I would imagine. Not in their huge droves, but you don't even want to let the door open a little bit. No crack in the hole. So I liked this a lot because, again, it's got me thinking, and that's what I wanted, even though I never saw this coming at all. This is not what I thought we would do. I thought John Cena would give a proper fine speech promo, which he did. He just did it on the other side, and he even addressed the whole ruining wrestling thing, that he just wanted to be remembered, and he thought the best way to do that would be to steal the World Championship and just leg it. Interesting way to go about it. I believe they call that the 12-year-old plan of attack. It was a segment that I was interested in and I was involved in, and once again I want to see play out. I'm using awful, terrible WWE terms, but it's okay when it's going to play out within the next 48 hours, right? It's awful when they say, oh, it's going to play out 6 months down the line. You have to go through a bunch of crap to get there. But yes, really good. Really, really, really good. And I am now trepidatious because I'm worried that Cody Rhodes is either going to look like a buffoon or is going to go heel. Neither of these things that I do want. But then you may see it executed and go, wow, that was incredible. The thing is, if we turn Cody Rhodes heel, it has to be a home run because, once again, I'm the outlier. But lots of people didn't like this John Cena heel turn. And you can see it on now. I know it's all reactionary maniacs. People are like, see, even WWE knows it's rubbish, so they're drawing a line under it. But there is that opinion from a lot of people, from some sane humans as well. So you can't do that again with Cody Rhodes. When Cody Rhodes goes heel, it needs to be an NWO type of deal. I think it does. I mean, maybe not that, but within the same ballpark at least, so people can make those comparisons. And like I say, I've enjoyed heel John Cena. I am learning as the years go on that I watch wrestling very different from other people. If something's bad, I get over it instantly. And if something is good in a strange way, as long as it's good to me, not everything to me needs to be the greatest thing that I've ever seen. Kind of believe we live in that society a little bit. It's either absolute crap or it's sort of all-time levels. No. And John Cena entertained me a lot during a lot of the stuff that he had done. And now it's the last match we're going to do between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. You could probably do a tag if they do both say baby faces. I don't think you can do another match. Even if Cody Rhodes went heel, I think you'd be pulling at straws a little bit because you'd have to beat John Cena. I'm not sure you want to do that so soon. So WWE has to come out with their guns swinging, whatever that means, on Sunday. And I think they will, because I don't think they have a choice. Unless they've got a bit arrogant with this. That can happen as well. I'm not saying that in a negative way, but sometimes when you are having the success that they're having, you kind of get into this idea of, well, we can do whatever we want because we did this and we did that. Don't think a mistimed Cody Rhodes heel turn, anything with Travis Scott or John Cena being a liar, especially because what if we do want to turn John Cena after SummerSlam, which is what I always thought we were going to do. If he's tricked us once, you know, more for you, but if you trick us twice, more for us. And you really are sort of stretching that out when you were going to make it a little bit confusing. But isn't it great that we can have this conversation? And of course, please do let me know what you think about this in those comments below. Head over to patreon.com/SimonMiller316 for our watch-alongs. I did my most recent progress match where I got this black eye, so you can check that out. And make sure, if you want to watch all my progress matches, you sign up for Progress Demand Plus. I'll leave it there because that is enough shilling. Otherwise, SmackDown was fine. Absolutely mad that we did a AAA title match with no build and no promotion whatsoever. Well, I was in two minds, right? Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown are wonderful. Like, they really, really are. Los Guards have found their form recently. They are on fire when it comes to their work. I think we should have just had more fun with this in the preamble. I think we should have built it more, especially because it was a SummerSlam go-home show. This was my thing with this episode of SmackDown, being a bit of a nerd. Love that we got it. Love Mr. Iguana. Love Psycho Clown. They filled me with joy. But doing it so randomly and also introducing a third set of tag team titles when we can't even get the Raw one right. I know this is going to be in the minority of times we defend them. My gosh, send Mr. Iguana and Psycho Clown to Raw, right? But the Tiffany Stratton Jay Cargill stuff was super duper quick, and I felt like they should have been given more time, given this a women's championship. thingamadoo. Having Aleister Black and Damian Priest here or not on SmackDown, that kind of made me feel a bit sad as well. So actually what we did on this SmackDown, I felt, was sort of build things for after SummerSlam. Clearly, I mean, they may turn up on the pay-per-view, but maybe not. So they'll be doing something within the next 7 days. Julia defended her US title finally against Zelina Vega, and they're not doing anything on SummerSlam, so I think we did that, so hopefully she has a proper feud in a week's time. And of course, we ended with the Jelly Roll and Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Randy Orton stuff. I'm kind of in the middle with all of that. I don't hate it by any stretch of the imagination. I quite like Jelly Roll. I'm a big fan of his. I can take it or leave it, really. Like, I think the Jelly Roll looks good. I don't massively like, well, I don't mind that Logan Paul's doing the whole, oh man, we don't like outsiders here, when he's still seen as an outsider. I mean, there's irony to it. I thought the hot dog line was one of the, I said this on Ups and Downs of What Culture, check that out too. One of the worst insults I've heard in a while. It's just so low-hanging fruit. Anyway, Randy and Jelly come to the ring. There's a big old brawl, and for some reason, the babyfaces beat up a bunch of security guards. Randy Orton just teaching Jelly Roll terrible wrestling etiquette. You can beat this employee up, right? When you're mad that you can't get your hands on the heels. I still think that Logan Paul's going to beat Jelly Roll, and Jelly Roll's going to hang around for a while. It's fine. Wrestling has done this forever, right? All wrestling companies have always had it's a freak show match, really. I mean, that's where it comes from. If you want to sort of go back in the past, doing it as the go-home angle, I mean, what else, I suppose? Actually, no. I think maybe something with Jade and Tiffany would have been nice. I just think we could have built that more. But once again, it ties into this super quick build. So it's one of those weird episodes of SmackDown where you want to front load it. Maybe that's why they did it. Watch the John Cena stuff because it's great. I don't necessarily think you have to watch the Logan Paul stuff at the end. I'd watch that tag team match because it's super duper fun. And I would watch Aleister Black versus Damian Priest because they absolutely whooped the crap out of each other. But I did just get a little bit sad because I was like, oh, man, they're not going to be on SummerSlam. And there was just no LA Knight. LA Knight has fallen into the abyss. That stuff with Seth Rollins happened and we haven't seen him again, and I believe, and I could be totally wrong, speculation on my end, they're trying to out of sight, out of mind you. So you forget to be like, wait a minute, LA Knight is not on SummerSlam, which is terrible. Just take him off television. If we take him off television, no one will realise. It's like Jurassic Park, right? It's like the Velociraptor. You can't know the T-Rex. If you can't see us, we don't move. That's what we're trying to do. It's like when you're a kid, like 10 years old, and you know bedtime is 9 p.m., but you look at your watch and it's 9:02. Does kids have watch? Maybe. You see a clock, it's 9:02, and you go, if I stay really still, maybe they'll forget about me and I can stay up. They haven't forgotten about you. They know what they're doing. WWE knows what they're doing as well. So, yeah, a lot of it wasn't even focused on SmackDown, but thank goodness we did defend this US Championship. WWE just needs to rip off their own thing, what they do on Mondays for the IC title. That would be way better. And Julia just needs a proper feud. We need to sort of establish the Kiana James thing. I like Kiana James, no problem with her in this role, but it has sort of felt super duper random. And even Shawn and Alexa Bliss to build up their tag team match. I mean, we did that on Raw, so I'm not overly bothered with it. Even they were just a bit like, I'm not really friends, but we're getting to like each other. I think they should win. I love them together. I think they're wonderful. But we could have done more with it, right? We could have let them flow. And no, this isn't... People are going, well, you didn't want it at 3 hours, Simon. They didn't do it at 3 hours either. We were having these same conversations, and you could have retimed the show that all these people got a shout out. You could have done the Mexican AAA tag team match next week or something like that. Because even the TLC SmackDown thingamajig, whatever you want to call it, got a video package. And I'm fine with a video package. I don't know. The build to this just felt a little bit wibbly wobbly to me. And clearly they want to go big in on the celebrity stuff, no problem. And obviously going to go big with John Cena and Cody Rhodes because they are your faces of the company and they are doing a good job, right? Again, I think that was the highlight by a mile. And really the rest of the show it didn't fall down. But it kind of hit a little bit more of a lull just because that was so good. I really do like all the Solo Sikoa, Jacob for two stuff because I feel like we have invested time in their characters. So even when we do something simple, which is what this was, I can just enjoy them. Tala Tonga got a victory over Jimmy Uso. Kind of feel like we need to hit Jimmy Uso's reset button soon because he just loses all of the time. But that's his job right now, right? It's not your night, kid. Tala Tonga looked okay, so that was cool. And then, of course, Solo Sikoa has magically had the steel cage set up above the ring. So him and the MFTs beat the hell out of Jimmy Uso as soon as Tala Tonga has won before Jacob for two runs out. That was cool because he snuck in there before the cage got to the floor and he beats everybody up. So that's kind of changed my prediction too. Unless we're just going all in with Jacob for two, which we can do, where he just wins and he wins and he wins. And he fights back against wrestling tropes. So even though he was standing tall here, it doesn't matter because he's still going to be the man come SummerSlam. I just think Solo Sikoa is entertaining. If we do take this US title off him, we have to keep pushing him because he's so much fun. Jacob for two is the man. I think we probably could see Tama Tonga at SummerSlam and he'll join one of the sides. You could easily throw in a story there where he's on the good side now and, you know, people would be able to accept that. And yeah, Tama Tonga looked fine. Bit worried about JC Mateo in a very, very weird position. Kind of does nothing except for getting beaten up. Not really had a standout match, or at least a match where he's able to show what he's truly capable of. And he's a terrific pro wrestler, but again, I mean, maybe all the MFT stuff needs to come crashing down first. But listen, it was nothing to write home about. But if you're into these characters like I am, like I say, it's absolutely joyful. And there's not really much else to talk about. It was a very easy to watch SmackDown in the sense it was like segment, we're done. I do feel like Damien Priest and Aleister Black deserved more. And it ended with a disqualification, which means we're not done. And where's Ron Killings? And where's Carmelo Hayes? There's a lot of strange stuff going on in WWE at the moment. And now her Secret Service have just gone. They just got to Raw. They don't come to SmackDown anymore. But it was fine. And I'm very, very excited about SummerSlam. Of course, we will be back tomorrow reviewing that. And we'll be back Monday reviewing Night 2. Still mad to me. And we'll try and do a big amalgamation between the two as well come Tuesday or something like that. But mainly, I would like to know what you thought about SmackDown last night. It was kind of, again, I'm here going, there ain't much else to talk about. It was a very, very odd show, given that we are leading into SummerSlam. The build's been a bit weird. But obviously, John Cena and Cody Rhodes is the big talking point. So get in those comments and make sure you talk about it. Like the video, share the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Any kind of interaction will be appreciated, including my SummerSlam predictions. You can check out on the screen. Let's see how right or wrong I'm going to be. Probably very wrong. I already am. Talked about Patreon, but you can also go to grillermine.com/Sum. You can sometimes get 10% off, 30% off some flavors at the moment. The best supplements you can possibly buy. And yes, can I get this in? I don't know. ProWrestlingTees.com/Simon Miller. Get your Bald Life merchandise, which I ripped off. Every time I show this, people are like, Simon, you ripped that off. Yes, it's called parody t-shirt. Many of them have existed. Come tell me that on social media at Simon316. And Big Cartel has t-shirts as well for European buyers. And I'm on TikTok and I'm on Cameo for videos. You can find me. Just search my name. Enjoy the SummerSlam weekend. Why the flub not? If we're going to get 2 nights, we may as well have a good time. And I will see you throughout the weekend.